Okay, so factoring part 2, a is greater than 1. So in these examples, the polynomials have a leading coefficient that's greater than 1. So we read this as ax squared plus bx plus c. That's the general form of a polynomial. And so when a is greater than 1, so this is a little bit trickier than the last video. So I'm going to start out like I did in the last one, where I'm going to show you distributing, and then we'll work backwards and we'll try to factor this. Okay, so if we want to multiply this out, 3x times x, so I'm doing the FOIL again. This is the first 3x times x is 3x squared. X times x is x squared. And then we go to the outer, 3x times negative 3 is negative 9x. Inner, 2 times x is 2x. And then the last, 2 times negative 3 is negative 6. Combine like terms, and you get 3x squared minus 7x minus 6. So if we had started there and we were trying to factor this, we would start out with some parentheses. And this leading coefficient here, 3, is prime. So that actually makes things a little easier, because the only way to make 3 is 3 times 1, or 3x times 1x, which is the definition of a prime number. It has only 2 factors, 1 and itself. If this had been a 4, it would have been a little trickier, because you're not sure if you're going to put 4x and 1x or 2x and 2x. So we'll keep this prime for now. It makes it a little easier. And now we have choices for 6. We could have 1 times 6, which equals 6. We could also switch those to 6 times 1. And that makes a difference, because when you do the outer, here you're going to get 3 times 6 is 18. Here you're going to get 3 times 1 is 3. So the outer changes a little bit. So the 3x and the 1x will make 3x squared. The 1 and the 6 will make the 6. It's the outer and the inner combination, as I said in the last video, that make this 7 here, and that's what we're trying to get. It could also be 2 times 3, or it could be 3 times 2. All of those combinations make 6. And so now we just have to check them and see which one works. So we look at the outer, and we have, like as I said, 3 times 6 is 18x, and 1 times 1 is 1. So you have an 18x and a 1x. If you combine them by adding, you'll get 19. If you subtract, you get 17. Either way, you do not get 7 in the middle, so that is not the right answer. Here you look at the outer, you get 3x times 1x. Rather, 3x times 1 is 3x. 6 times 1 is 6x. 6x and 3x together make 9x. Or if you subtract them, they make 3x. Either way, you do not get 7. Here we have 3 times 3 is 9. 2 times 2 is 1. 2 times 1 is 2. So 9x and 2x together make 11x if you add them, or 7 if you subtract them, which is what we're trying to get. So this is the right one right here. This will work. We can check this one if we wanted to. 3 times 2 is 6, and 3 times 1 is 3. 6 and 3 make 9, or 3, so that does not work. So now we just have to figure out the sign here. We can see that this is a negative, so they have to be different signs. 3 times 3, if we make this a negative, we'll get 3 times negative 3 is negative 9x. 2 times 1 is positive 2x. So if we take a negative 9x and a positive 2x, like we did up here, we'll end up with negative 7x. And you can see that's the right answer, because that's where we started. So that's how you factor. I'm going to do one more example. I'm going to let you pause and try it. And you can practice these online. You could always print out a worksheet. Factoring polynomials or trinomials. I think I just gave you the answer. That is not what I meant to do. Let me come up with another one. All right, we'll try that. See if you can factor that. Pause and try that. Okay, so once again, this is a prime number here, so this is 5x and 1x, because the only way to make 5 is 5 times 1. This is a 6, so we don't know if this is 1 and 6, or 6 and 1, or 2 and 3, or 3 and 2. But we're trying all those combinations to see what they give us for a middle term. You can do this if you want, list them all. So 5 times 6 is 30, and 1 times 1 is 1. That's not going to get me a 7. 5 times 1 is 5, 6 times 1 is 6, 5 and 6 is 11, that's too much. 5 times 3 is 15, 2 times 1 is 2, 15 and 2 will not get me 7. And then the last one, 5 times 2 is 10, 3 times 1 is 3, 10 minus 3 is 7, so that will work. We need a positive 10, 5 times 2 is 10, 3 times 1 is 3, 10 minus 3 is 7, and now that these are opposite signs, negative 3 times 2 is negative 6. So this is the right answer. That's how you oh, you can't see that in the video. Whoops.